Bonjour Félix. Tu as parlé tout à l'heure de ta relation avec Tony Nadal. Est-ce que tu peux nous dire un peu qu'est-ce qu'il t'a apporté le temps que vous avez travaillé ensemble, surtout en particulier sur la terre battue?
Terre battue ou d'autres en général, je pense que j'aime bien certaines choses par rapport à sa philosophie, son approche d'une carrière, par rapport évidemment à ce qu'il a vécu avec Raphaël, mais je pense que on peut beaucoup apprendre de ce qu'il dit des fois. J'aime bien juste être ouvert et écouter ce qu'il a à dire, essayer d'absorber le plus d'informations. Mais oui, j'aimais bien son approche par rapport à l'exigence qu'on peut amener jour après jour à l'entraînement, la capacité à voir les améliorations à faire, puis en même temps essayer d'être humble par rapport à l'adversité, par rapport à la faute, par rapport à des moments plus difficiles. Je pense qu'il m'a amené cette approche parce que oui, j'ai toujours été assez exigeant envers moi-même, essayer atteindre le plus haut niveau, mais aussi être capable d'accepter la difficulté mieux, essayer d'accepter les défaites des fois un peu mieux pour apprendre. Et donc ça c'est une chose par exemple qu'on a discuté des fois, mais après des fois on parlait de mon jeu, qu'est-ce que je peux bien faire, qu'est-ce que je peux améliorer, quel coup je peux améliorer. Donc comme tout entraîneur on essaie d'améliorer mon jeu de tennis, quoi. But well, yeah, we started at night yesterday and finished today, so obviously that's tricky, but it was good that I guess fortunate that I was able to break yesterday before the stoppage and come back today, get through that tricky service game, double fault, long rally. He hit an amazing winner on the line. Yeah, it was a bit of tightness there, but then as the second set started, I felt like my intentions were clear and my execution was right, and I was able to do what I wanted to do, and at the same time get free points from his side and able to return his serve pretty well. So happy with how everything went. Yeah.
You can raise your hand for questions. I'll give you a microphone in English.
Hi, Félix. I would like to ask you about Carlos Alcaraz, your next rival. You know each other really well.
Yeah.
You are one of the very few players with a head-to-head won against him. What do you expect about the match, and do you think it's going to be a night match just to give you some rest?
I don't know. I don't make the schedule, but in terms of the challenge, yeah, well, it's the first time we play on clay, so that's obviously different. I beat him in indoors. He beat me twice in Indian Wells, so very different conditions now. First time since U.S. Open a while ago when he was just 18 that we play in a Grand Slam. So all these things together make it different, but obviously it's as big of a challenge as it gets. You play one of the best players in the world. So, it's always a special match against him or Novak or Yannick, how we haven't played in a while. But these guys they're always a big challenge. And but I'm feeling better and better. I feel like I have more and more belief in my game and what I do. So, yeah, I think that I have all the reasons to believe that I can win. But obviously, we know what the challenge is. It's a tough one.
Felix, congratulations. Some players go into matches with players like Carlos already thinking they're not going to win. But do you think for you it's not necessarily a good matchup as such, but it's a match that you can play your game without worrying about what he's doing?
You have to play your game. I mean, I don't know if a player comes here and says he's not going to play his game, he's lying, or he's going to say he's able to do things he's not, that he doesn't know how to do, he's lying again. So obviously I go out tomorrow playing what I know, doing what I do well. If I do that, then let's see during the match how it goes. And obviously I'm always open to adapt as the match goes on to see what I'm doing well or less good and what he's doing well, and adapt my game and my tactics. But yeah, I'm gonna prepare like I prepare for every match, focus on myself, and let's see what level he brings. So let's see what I bring, and it's gonna be a good match. Yeah.
Hey Felix, congrats on the win.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you, Badosa and Sabalenka have just finished playing. They're two really close friends. How do you find playing a close friend? Like if you've got to play Dennis or something like that, do you find that awkward? Is that a bit of a strange dynamic?
I think the younger we were, it was, because coming from juniors, you spend more time together, you're playing doubles, and you know, juniors is kind of a different vibe. You know, it's less professional. Everybody's got now their own team, and everybody's got their own things going. But when we were younger, it was like, oh, I'm playing my friend. We just had dinner yesterday together. We were hanging out, practicing. So it's like, it feels a bit weird now. There's a lot of respect always, but it feels more professional in a way. So I feel like Dennis and I, we've played many times now on tour, or I mean, it can be other players that I get along well with, and you know, you go out on the court, you're a professional, you try to win, you follow your plan, but it's not really anything more emotional than that, really.
Hi, Felix. Congrats. I'd like to ask you kind of a general question, if I could. You've been playing tennis for so long. We know it's a really tough, challenging game that kind of, I don't know, reflects life and teaches tons of lessons. If you had to step back and say, okay, the one or two lessons that this sport has taught you or given to you, what would that be?
Well, there's a few, but the ones that come to mind right now, I think that the routine that you put in place for yourself, the discipline, is stronger than the will, I would say. That's one thing I learned, is like, you can want things all you want, like badly, and I've wanted things badly in past years in my life, but it creates a bit too much tension, too much stress, and you put too much expectations, and what comes from that comes frustration. But when you put good routines in place and you stay disciplined and you're clear with your intentions, then usually you're more relaxed with the outcome, you know, because you're less focused on the result and more focused on that routine that you're trying to put in place. Same thing in the matches. So, you know, I could go on, but this is like something that I think was a good lesson that I've learned in past years.
Last couple of questions.
Felix, do you still hear from time to time with Tony Nadal, since he is no longer part of your team? Is he giving you some tips, advices? Thank you.
We have a good relationship, always had. I have a huge amount of respect for Tony, you know, as a person, and I think it goes both ways, and we have a good relationship, and I've decided lately that I wanted to make the team smaller, and just my coach, my longtime coach, my dad, that's more present, and you know, obviously the fitness, physio part, and that's it. So it was a decision that we made together as a family, as a team, and obviously myself making the last call, but in terms of, you know, my relationship with Tony, yeah, we're in touch sometimes. He's and I feel like we always, you know, we'll be in touch when we see each other, or once in a while a message here and there of encouragement, but that's it, really. Yeah.
First of all, congrats. You're coming back to your best top level. I guess you're not surprised to see Sinner in the last 16, but what about Arnaldi, who beat Rublev and is in the same section of your draw? So do you think, first of all, what do you think about him? And he has to play Tsitsipas eventually before you. Eventually, if you beat Alcaraz. So that's not easy, not an easy, but what can happen? I mean, what do you expect, and what do you know about him?
A lot of things can happen, but no, to go straight to your question, Arnaldi, we practiced together a few years ago in close to Monaco, and I kind of discovered him there, and he was still outside the top 100, coming up in the challengers, and I thought, man, this guy hits the ball well, and he's obviously moving well, and we can see he's so flexible, and he has all these great physical qualities. So I was thinking, you know, I'm sure we're going to see more of him. And then he progressed in a very steady way, year after year. And now, yeah, he's a dangerous opponent. Like when you see the draw, and I saw that, for example, I think in the first round he was playing with Fils, and he was not seeded. I thought this is one of the guys that unseeded that's, I mean, you don't want to have first round in a way, because he has a very complete game. He's pretty steady. He moves well, so he's going to be a tough guy to beat always. And I'm sure he's going to be seeded now more and more in the future.
Thank you. Last in English.
Yeah. Hey, Felix. Congratulations. What are some of the things you've learned from your previous experiences in the second week and in the really deep ends of tournaments that you think you bring into this journey into the second week?
Every tournament is different, really different. because, I mean, do we remember, I mean, as people, do we really remember how we felt like 2 years ago in January? I don't know, like it's obviously very different. You know, you don't always remember how you felt at that time. And this time around, what's been a bit different is that I've been able to win my first 3 matches, just losing 1 set. I've had runs in Australia or US Open where I was playing 5 sets, 4 sets in the early rounds. So I feel like, you know, I've spent maybe less time on court to get to the round of 16s than I have in the past. So let's see if that's going to help me in the future. And then what you can learn, just, you know, try to do what you have to do, train well, stay relaxed, and not stress yourself too much with other things, because you need all that energy when it comes down to the, you know, to the details of matches, and it comes down to the later rounds in the tournaments.